The rapid advancement of ISIS. In this shocking new propaganda video, a terrorist organization aligned with the Islamic State shows a fleet of cars carrying the notorious black flag of ISIS. The vehicles drive through what is believed to be the streets of Benghazi, Libya, which is less than 500 miles from the southern tip of Italy. To put that into perspective, that's about the same distance from New York City to Cleveland, Ohio. Joining me now, Jessie Duff. She is a retired gunnery sergeant of the U.S. Marines, along with Steve Bucci from the Heritage Foundation. And Jessie, I want to start with you. I know that you've been very vocal on the topic of ISIS, and you've been very concerned.
Yes.
Is this going to be the wake-up call that we need for more military action?
Well, this is just a really scary feat. When you know that there's right now 170,000 illegal immigrants, roughly about 104 are undocumented, and 104,000 undocumented in Italy alone right now, and 60% or plus have been arriving by sea. So this is really critical that they essentially have what I would call like a Trojan horse already in Italy, and many of them have come from Libya. So yes, we have to recognize that Italy right now has been reduced 40% reduction in their defense. They only have approximately 5,000 capable soldiers right now that can defend the country and deploy. So yes, we need to consider what's going on in our own country and what's happening to our own military.
So Steve, to Jessie's point, what she's saying here is that they would use illegal immigration, that route, when these could be regular workers coming from Libya, but use that to basically smuggle themselves in and to create chaos in Italy and throughout Europe. How real of a threat do you think this is from ISIS?
Well, it's a very real one. Italy has had a long historical connection with Libya, so there's a lot of movement back and forth between the two countries. An Italian diplomat told me just last week, while the rest of Europe is focused on Russia as the big threat, Italy is very, very concerned about what's going on to their south, which is referring to ISIS in Libya. So they're very concerned. We should be as well.
You know, also, Jessie, what is interesting is we've seen them. I mean, obviously, they went after Christianity in particular with the massacre earlier this week, and then they've also made threats against the Vatican. Is this the strategy that ISIS believes, do you think, will win over those that are not Christian throughout the world? They're trying to obviously build their ranks.
Of course, that would be the golden calf. You know, for them to be able to attack, that would be the golden calf, to go after Rome, which they have declared that they already would do. They essentially would be able to conquer Christianity as a whole. I mean, can we imagine the Pope being taken hostage? This would just be incredible. So what we have to recognize is that the former Libyan prime minister has already stated, we have an issue here that if it's not addressed within the next 2 months, Libya is going to be able to be a tool for ISIS to get right into Italy.
Okay, Steve, so who can the United States and the Europeans, in particular the Italians, who can we back in the Middle East? Who can we partner with? Who is strong enough to fight ISIS? It doesn't seem to be the Iraqis, that's for sure.
No, we need to stop this nonsense of trying to isolate General al-Sisi in Egypt. He recognizes ISIS as a threat. He is willing to take action. He's already doing it. We should be partnering with him against these radical Islamist terrorists. This stuff about being upset because he threw out Morsi, a Muslim Brotherhood Islamist. I'm sorry, that guy was a bad guy in Egypt, and now they've got this problem right next door in Libya, killing their workers and their citizens. That's who we should be backing here, adding to what he's doing and going after these guys full throttle.
Jessie, what's also interesting, and he brings up the point of Egypt, is that that is close to Israel, and you have to wonder if we haven't completely ruined our relationship with Benjamin Netanyahu, if the Israelis can't be a military force that we could partner with as well.
Well, rebuilding with our relationship with President el-Sisi is critical. We have essentially abandoned him, and he had turned to Putin to get funding for his cause when we said it was a military coup. So, yes, we are in a critical state. We need President el-Sisi. He kept peace in that region since 1979, and his partnership with Israel is critical.
Yeah, we need some allies. We need more at this point, not less. Both of you, thank you very much for chiming in on this. Appreciate your time.
Thank you, Cheryl.
Thanks for having me.